Hello and good morning. Happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to the premiere of Illuminate with Lunaria. I hope that we can work together to illuminate. Briefly, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Carrie. I am the co-founder of Rise Radio Network. We just kicked off this new station, Awakenings, last night on Phoenix Talks with Diane and Micah, our other two co founders. And so here's what we're going to do on this show. We are going to start. Good morning, Mish. So glad you're here. We're going to start with a collective card, one card. That is going to be our focus for the week, or for that, you guys' focus for the week. I want you to work on what that card says to you, what it means to you, and we're going to focus on that. We're also going to do a collective reading, but we're going to go through each card individually at length. Well, not at length because I can't talk that long. But anyway, we're going to go through it to try and explain what the cards mean. The reason why. What it generally represents. It's fine. It's okay. You don't have to believe in a reading itself. But every single card in a tarot deck has instructions for life. It has guidance. It gives you an insight to what you can do to improve situations in your life and to make it through the hard times. So even if you don't believe in a tarot reading itself, you can believe in the fact that the cards are just here to give you some instruction when you're having a difficult time. So we're going to learn those cards and what they mean so that you can look at them and go, okay, I understand, where this comes from. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to do little mini reads for anyone who asks for them. We're going to do them from the Sword of Light Oracle. And then at the end of the show, I have this beautiful May You Know Joy meditation card that we're just going to end the show with. So let us get started. All right. So today's card for the week and your focus for the week is, all right, let me get to my notes here. All right. This one. All right. Here we go. So, is the Nine of Swords. We're going to talk about a little bit. Hopefully, this focuses semi-good. These are not the original Rider-Waite tarot. So some of the descriptions are going to be a little bit. They're going to be a little bit different. These are such beautiful cards, so I had to share them. All right. So, the Nine of Swords. You see a person sits upright in bed, hands covering their face as if waking from a nightmare or weeping. This symbolizes sleepless nights, mental anguish, and private suffering. Oftentimes, the quilt is a printed pattern with roses and astrological symbols, a reminder of love, fate, and the greater forces at play, meaning our inner torment often blinds us to bigger truths. Hung in the background, pointing downward, they don't touch the figure. Whew. They represent the swords, 9 swords. They don't touch the figure. They represent mental struggles, fears, regrets, or intrusive thoughts, but also emphasize that these are intangible. They are not physically harming the person. It's the mind that is attacking. The Knight in the card represents confusion, despair, and the unknown, but also the subconscious mind. This card often reflects deep fears, guilt, or regrets that keep someone awake at night. These may not even be rooted in reality. They're often mental projections or worst case scenarios. The Nine of Swords is a mind trap card. When the intellect becomes the tormentor, it can mean obsessive thinking, looping thoughts, or spiraling into fear. We all have been in a situation where we are obsessed with something that is bothering us, and we just keep feeding it and feeding it and feeding it until it spirals even deeper. Sometimes it points to a situation when one feels they've wronged someone or themselves, leading to shame and self condemnation. It reflects suffering and silence. Others may not even realize how heavy your burden feels because much of it happens privately in the shadows. Most importantly, the swords don't pierce this person, they appear. This suggests fears are often amplified by the mind, not always reality. The Nine of Swords teaches that the mind is a double edged sword. It can illuminate truth or it can trap us in illusions of fear. Spiritually, it asks, what stories am I telling myself that aren't real? What fears am I feeding with my energy? Do I confuse thoughts with reality? It pushes you towards clarity, mindfulness, and sometimes radical honesty within yourself. It's a painful teacher, but it calls for compassion. You must soothe, not fight your mind. All right. I'm going to move these notes where I can see the chat because I can't see if you guys are even saying anything. Nope. Okay, nothing yet. So, all right. All right. So, now what I've done for the main reading is basically what's called a Celtic cross because most of us have heard, even if you don't know a lot about tarot, most of us have heard of the Celtic cross. So, each card that is pulled, there's 10 in total, each card pulled stands for represents a different part of where you are. The first, well, I can talk this morning. This is early for me. Anyway, so the first one pulled usually represents the present or the situation that you are in. This week's card was the moon in reversed. The keywords that generally reflect what this card is showing are confusion dissolving, subconscious fears surfacing, deception lifting, and emotional clarity returning. General meaning of this card in reversed is that, well, usually the upright moon highlights illusions, dreams, anxieties, and the unconscious. Reverse, though, it often signals that the fog is starting to lift. What was murky is starting to make sense, but the process can be disorienting. Repressed feelings, secrets, or mistaken assumptions are rising to be examined. Moon reverse can also point to the inner panic easing or to the person becoming aware of their anxieties and that they were exaggerated. In this placement, right now, your emotional landscape is in a transition from I don't know what's happening to I can see what's happening. Even if it's uncomfortable, you might be waking up to the realities about a relationship, a job, a pattern you were in denial about. This awakening is simultaneously relief and grief. Relief because you're no longer lulled by illusion, grief because that old safety net, however false, is gone. Expect vivid, sometimes unsettling feelings. Dreams and gut level signals are becoming clearer, material to work with rather than the noise to be ignored. This is a good place to journal your dreams. Notice repeating images and track where your anxiety actually comes from. Is it past trauma or is it a current manipulation? Okay, so the moon reverse sets the tone. You're moving out of the fog. The clarity will expose, and then the healing can begin. All right. I still want to get these notes out of my way of the chat. Ooh, there we go. Uh-oh, Twitch was being a bitch. Is Twitch still a bitch, or is it better? Good morning, Micah. All right. Next up, the second card, which is this card is in the placement of crossing and your immediate challenge. We had the Queen of Pentacles reversed. The basic keywords for this in reverse are overgiving or neglecting yourself, financial instability, a caretaking imbalance, or practical insecurity. When it is upright, the Queen of Pentacles is grounded, nurturing, practical, resourceful. Reversed, however, she can be a warning you're giving too much without replenishing. Your home life, finances, or relationships are out of balance, and you're neglecting your own needs while caring for others. It can also show dependence. Either you're depending on someone financially, emotionally, or someone is depending too much on you. As a challenge, the main obstacle is practical emotional imbalance. The moon reverse says you're gaining clarity. This queen reverse points to where that clarity lands: your material household responsibility or the emotional labor you perform. Maybe you've been the reliable one for so long that your own ground, safety, money, energy has become shaky, or a caregiver role has swallowed your boundaries. Or both. Correct me, or both. You may need to restructure finances, set harder boundaries, or ask for help. The Queen reverse asks, who will tend to you? If you're running on empty because you put other people first, that emptiness will sabotage the hope and the long-term contentment. All right, moving on. All right, next up, word. Micah says word. Greed. All right, here we go. Oh, this works well. Okay. All right, so in the third place, which is foundation of your distant past, we have the Justice card. Keywords for this card are karma, legal or moral decision, cause and effect, and accountability. Upright, justice points to the decisions made, legal matters, or the moment when consequences came due. It's about balance, fairness, consequences, and standing in the truth. As the foundation, the root of your current situation is a decision, a judgment, or a demand for fairness that happened in your past, or a behavior rooted in your value system of right and wrong. Perhaps you or someone else made a call that shaped your current material emotional reality. A separation, a financial choice, a contract, or an ethical stand. Justice here can also indicate you've been living with the consequences of long ago choice. That foundational decision is why the moon's clarity is arriving now. Psychologically, you might be wrestling with guilt, with the need to be right, or with the fallout from enforcing fairness at the cost of compassion. If you previously demanded rigid fairness or accepted an unfair arrangement, you're seeing how that decision ripples into your present. All right, Micah, get your coffee and roll yourself out of bed. All right, next up in our Celtic cross, in the fourth position, is a representative of the recent past. We had the Page of Cups. Keywords, again, emotional message, new feelings, naive hope, creative beginnings, or a surprising offer. Upright, the Page of Cups is an offer from the heart, a tender new emotion, a creative spark, or an unexpected message, sometimes from someone younger or someone you didn't expect. It's innocent, curious, sometimes emotionally immature, but genuine. In the recent past, a small emotional event or offer arrived: a text, an apology, a gesture, a creative idea, or the planting of an emotional seed. That event stirred you and may have begun the process the moon reversed is now clarifying. The page's freshness, however, can also be fragile. If it's met with the queen reversed, which we had earlier, it may have been misinterpreted, mishandled, or not nurtured properly. The page is not a fully formed relationship or a success. It's an invitation. If you rushed toward it or turned into something it wasn't because of the past justice decision or current fears, the page could have contributed to the confusion. The Page of Cups tender offer may be the thing you hoped would heal you, but it didn't, and you weren't ready. The Page's present explains emotional stirrings that now meets the clearing moon. You see how they tie together. I love this reading so far. Okay, so in the 5th position, we had the Star reversed. The Star reverse keywords are loss of faith, delay in healing, needing hope, feeling disconnected from your guidance. Upright, the Star is healing, faith, renewal, guidance. Reverse, it often indicates that you consciously feel blocked from healing or that hope is low. You may be trying to aim for recovery and spiritual renewal, but you don't believe it's possible right now. In this placement, on the surface, you want healing. You want your confidence and faith back. But consciously, you're struggling to access it. You may be saying to yourself, I want to feel, I want to heal. Isn't there a song? There's got to be a song. I know there's a song. It's playing in my head. I want to feel hopeful again. While inwardly, you keep replaying what went wrong. The Justice and the Queen are reversed, and the doubting that the true renewal is possible. The Star reverse suggests you can't fake optimism. Real healing requires practical steps, which small, consistent acts to restore trust in yourself and your environment. The Star reverse asks you to lower your expectations of instant miracles and instead build a realistic route towards hope. The Star reverse sits across from the Moon reversed, and you are aware that you want to be healed, but the impatience and practical lack of resources make healing feel distant. And the Judgment, which is coming up, shows you deeply that you deeply want a meaningful reckoning or renewal, which is exactly what the Star reverse says is being longed for, but not yet reached. All right. No questions yet. I love it. You guys know this stuff, though. I know who I'm dealing with over here. All right. 7th position. Micah, have you gotten your coffee yet? What's up? All right. This position is did I say 7? It is 7. It's 6th position. Sorry. I'm looking at the 7 of Pentacles and thinking 7. 6th position. Hi, Heathery. I'm so glad you're here. In the 6th position, which is your near future, we have the 7 of Pentacles reversed. The keywords for this are impatience, reassessment, abandoning long-term projects, frustration with slow growth. Upright 7 of Pentacles is patience, steady investment, long-term cultivation. Reversed, however, it is impatience, wanting immediate results, or possibly giving up on something that hasn't yet borne fruit. In the near future, don't say a word, Micah. No. In the near future, you may feel tempted to pull the plug on a project, relationship, or habit before it has a chance to mature, especially if resources are tight, or if you're feeling disillusioned by the Star reverse. This card warns that frustration could lead to abandoning something that, with time and small adjustments, could have provided stability and joy. Micah, if you say a word. Resist the urge to make rash decisions out of fatigue. Instead, do a careful reassessment. What would it take to get a better return on the time, energy you've invested? Trim what's clearly dead weight, but don't yank the root of something salvageable because you're tired. Anyway, if you don't let near-term impatience sabotage, don't let near-term impatience sabotage long-term cultivation. This card asks you to distinguish between projects that are genuinely failing and ones that are simply slow. Yeah, that is a good card, Heathery. All right. I know, say nothing. My God. Yeah, yeah. Don't think the irony is lost on me. All right. So in the 7th position, we have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Missed opportunity, delayed start, practical blockage, and need for grounding are the key words. Generally, upright Ace of Pentacles is a clean start in material terms. A job, a new project, or stable foundation. Reverse it. Why is sex come out of my mouth? Heather comes in and all of a sudden the sex comes out of my mouth instead of the word suggests. Reverse it suggests delays, an opportunity that's not quite ready, or a lack of resources to plant new seeds. As advice, don't force a new beginning right now. The Ace reverse says the train isn't ready. Soil needs turning. Paperwork needs sorting. Your own resources or mindset needs shored up. Instead of launching something new, like a career move, a big investment, or a home change, focus on preparing, budgeting, organizing, healing. Make small, reliable steps that stabilize you so that when the ace turns upright, you're ready. Shadow work angle on this card can also say that you're mentally blocking abundance because of past guilt or fear. What beliefs about deserving or safety are stopping you from receiving? Work on those first. The Ace of Reversed, as advice, reinforces the Queen reversed and 7 reversed messages. Don't overgive. Don't abandon your investments, and don't leap for a shiny solution as a band-aid. Build quietly. All right. Next up. Oh, I did not just do that. Hold on. I gotta find that again. I just moved my... I don't know if I'm going to disappear when I do this or not, but I gotta open this one up. All right. Okay. There it is. Well, it was. Okay. So, in the 8th position, external influences and your environment, we have temperance in reverse. Keywords on this are imbalance in environment, extremes around you, lack of moderation outside, conflict. Upright temperance is harmony, patience, moderation. Reversed, however, the environment is chaotic or polarizing. People around you may be pushing extremes, hot, cold behavior, all or nothing attitudes, rush solutions, or lack of compromise. In this placement, your external world is demanding quick fixes or dramatic moves when what you need is slow moderation. You might be surrounded by people who are either emotionally volatile or practically unhelpful. This can worsen the Queen reverse and the Ace reverse energies. Others may expect you to keep giving or act immediately, which would exacerbate your depletion. With this energy present, recognize the environmental pressure and treat it like static. You can't change it overnight. Instead, set defensible boundaries and create small rituals to restore balance within yourself. Short meditations, scheduled downtime, clear financial check-ins. Temperance reverse sometimes shows well-meaning advice that's actually harmful because it comes from people who don't understand your long game. Make sure you filter the external input. All right. Here we go. Maybe. All right. That's right. I gotta go back to the other note. I'm gonna go back to the note. And I just closed it. All right. Here we go. Oh no, do I disappear when I close that? Probably not. Anyway, next up, in the 9th position, which is your hopes and fears, we have judgment. Keywords on this are awakening, reckoning, rebirth, calling, fear of being judged, or hope for vindication. Judgment in hopes and fears is a classic double-edged. You hope for your soul level awakening, a call to your life's purpose, or a vindication, but you also fear exposure, being judged, or having to face hard truths about your past. It's both the hope to be redeemed and the fear of being forced to account for what you did or didn't do. In this spot, deep down, you either long for a clean start where you're redefined, I'm forgiven, I'm free, or you dread the consequences that such a reckoning would bring: exposure, public decision, legal or regulatory fallout. Given justice sits in the past, has been part of your narrative before. Perhaps you want a second chance, but your fear won't pass the test. Use this powerful card as a motivation. If you hope for an awakening, take steps that align with your higher values as judgment. So judgment becomes a liberation rather than a punishment. If you fear being judged, do the honest work now. Apologies, restitution, transparency. So the test becomes an opportunity for release. All right. Next, in the last placement, this is your outcome. I love this card for the outcome. Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is emotional fulfillment, family harmony, lasting contentment, and home blessings. Upright, the Ten of Cups is one of the most positive emotional outcomes in the tarot. A sense of completion in relationships, emotional safety, shared joy, and a happy home, which can be a literal family or a deep sense of belonging. As the outcome, despite many reversals and blockages along the way, this entire spread's destination is warm and whole. The Ten of Cups promises that if you do the internal and practical work, restore honest boundaries, the Queen of Reversed, tend to what you have, Seven of Reversed, caution, prepare rather than leave, Ace Reversed, advice, and navigate the environmental turbulence. Temperance Reversed, real, lasting emotional harmony is possible. How realistic is this outcome? Ten of Cups isn't a guarantee without the effort, but it shows potential. The charted path leads to sincere possibility of a restored relationship or an inner emotional integration. The presence of judgment in hopes and fears implies that to reach this cup-filled horizon, you will likely go through a moral or emotional reckoning that reforms how you relate. This could take the form of repaired family ties, a reconciled relationship, a stable household, or finally feeling at peace with your own choices. It's homecoming reward after honest work. All right, we made it through that whole reading. Now, we're going to kind of summarize, give you a synthesis of the whole thing, put it all together. The story these cards tell are that you're in a clearing out phase. The moon reverse signals that illusions are dissolving. You're beginning to see the truth about a situation that in the past was shaped by a significant decision or a call for fairness. That was the Justice. A tender emotional opening, the Page of Cups, came up recently, but it didn't instantly heal what's been wounded. Consciously, you want healing, the Star, but you feel blocked from truly believing in your own renewal. The immediate practical challenge is an imbalance around care and resources. The Queen of Pentacles, either you've overgiven or are depleted, or someone else's instability has left you carrying too much. The new future, the Seven of Pentacles reverse, warns of impatience and the temptation to abandon slow growth. While the Ace of Pentacles reverse and advice says don't try to force a new beginning, prepare the ground first. Outside influence bring disharmony and extremes. Temperance in reverse, which increases the urgency to set boundaries. At heart, you want a meaningful rebirth, judgment, you hope for vindication and healing or purpose, and you also fear exposure of being forced to face mistakes. If you meet that reckoning with transparency and steadiness, the Ten of Cups shows you that emotional wholeness and a genuinely happy domestic or relational situation can occur. So, now, next steps. If this reading did resonate with you, which it very much did with me, these are some concrete, practical steps and actions that you can take. 1. Stabilize before you start. Treat the Ace of Pentacles reverse seriously. Check your budget, pause any major investments or moves, and make a list of practical needs: the bills, housing, healthcare. Even small stabilizing acts can help the star's faith return. Boundary audit. Make a list of where you give energy and that give the energy, however, that isn't returned. Reframe the Queen of Pentacles reverse as an invitation to ask for help or say no. Practice one boundary this week, at least 30 minutes of me time to protect yourself. All right, number 3, journal the unmasking. Keep a short daily journal of insights or dreams. I've been having a lot of dreams lately, and I don't normally dream, so that's something I need to do too. This will speed integration. 4, do the honest work. If judgment sphere is about an apology, accountability, consider what repairs you can make now. A sincere, practical step toward making amends lifts the anxiety of being tested. 5, hold the long view. With the Seven of Pentacles reversed looming, create a clear, realistic timeline for one project that you want to keep. Break it into tiny 1 to 3 week tasks so that patience feels earned and visible. 6, buffer against external chaos. Temperance reversed is in the environment means build self micro routines, morning breathwork, a financial check-in every Monday, and a weekly friend or therapist or friendly neighborhood Rise Radio coach. And check in to process external extremes. It's time, people, to take care of you. Now, I have some questions. You can either answer now or you can think about it and we can start off with it next week. What illusions have recently fallen away, and how do you feel guilty about them being gone? In what ways have I been giving more than I receive, and what would I like a fair exchange to look like? What concrete, tiny actions could restore a sense of security this month? If a reckoning came tomorrow, what would you be? Glad or no, already done? What long-term projects am I tempted to abandon? And what would happen if I gave it 2 more months of consistent effort? Micah likes that last one. All right, guys. Final note. This spread is both realistic and hopeful. There are important blockages to attend to, but the path toward a deep emotional fulfillment is visible. The work asked of you is practical and ethical. Ready, balancing, honest reckoning, and patience. If you do that, the Ten of Cups suggests a genuinely warm, settled ending is possible. I know, answer that, public. All right. So we made it through that. Is there anyone who would like to hear from a sort of light oracle this morning for themselves? These are not going to be judgment-y kind of cards. I'm not going to yell at you like we do. like we do on the messenger sometimes. This one is just going to be a lovely little something for you, just for you. Okay, Mish. Yeah, that's the private one. Number two. Ah, Miss Mish. Let's see what the oracles want to say to you. Wow, did we not even make it an hour? Was this really a 36-minute show? That's okay. You don't have to be. It is what it is. Oh, there it is. All right. I love this for Mish. Okay. But I want to give you the full story on these because these are cool cards. All right. Trust in divine. That is not. If I put glasses on, it would help. Oh, they're on. Maybe I need new ones. All right. Trust in divine purpose. Dear darling child, I know that you have experienced emotional wounds during this human experience. It is my intention to help soothe your heart as you recover from these challenges. Source is pouring pure white light of healing down upon you to help you come to a place of peace as quickly as possible. It will take a little time, but there is no doubt that you will heal. I know that you are confused. I realize that you're fearful, anxious, sad, or even heartbroken, but I am asking you to trust me. There is a reason for what you're going through. There is a meaning in this experience. It may take a while for you to understand why this has happened now, but this time will come. It will. One day you will see the divine purpose underlying your growth as a soul in human form. You will suddenly connect the dots and the aha moment will arrive. And when you do see the light, you'll realize that it was all divinely orchestrated to take you to the next step of your dreams coming true and real joy coming into your life. I like that. Oh, it's going to get longer, is it? All right. Heathery is next. Oh, I think that's the one. Okay. You got the number one card, man. Because you are number one in my book. All right, here we go. Let me see what we've got. If I can find the page, it'd be great. All right. Heathery. All is in perfect timing. The doors of opportunity have opened for you, and you're being invited to walk right through. This is the moment you have been waiting for, and you deserve the goodness that is flowing your way. If you are asking about a situation in the future, then you should take this message to mean that your anticipated timing is perfect. Stay with your current plan. This card indicates that there will be a great abundance tied to this timing. It might be related to financial prosperity, if that's your plan. It could be that a multitude of happy experiences are in store for you. Perhaps you can expect an ample help from others to make your dreams come true. In whatever form this abundance presents itself, accept it and share your gratitude with the divine. Papa is taking stream notes. Oh no, that means he's going to have questions next week. All right. Papa is getting a card anyway. Papa's getting a card anyway. And I think he's going to like this one. You're welcome, sweetie. Papa, you will manifest what you need. You have big plans and amazing goals. I know it might seem like there's just no way you can make it all work out, but that's not true. Your guardian angel and I are actively working to bring you all the resources necessary to move forward with your magical life purpose. We are arranging for you to meet all the right people, to find the physical space you may be in search of, and to provide for any financial needs during this time. We are also working to make sure you have the emotional and spiritual support of friends, family, and new people who will come into your life because of your life purpose. Have faith and keep moving. Everything you need is coming to you. Remember, gratitude fuels the universe. Fill your spiritual tank with the thankfulness each day, and you will go far. That is perfect for him. That was that. Yeah, that. I wasn't even going to pull a card, but that just flew, and I knew it was for him. So, all right. Any questions? Any requests? Anything? If not, let me just say this. I'm so glad we're here. I'm so glad. I'm going to be honest, and you might have caught little hints of me earlier. Just a few days ago, I told Micah that I was quitting radio. I was leaving completely. I didn't want to do this show. I didn't want to do the messengers. I didn't want to do anything anymore. My own depression, whatever you want to call it, anxiety, stresses, problems. September was not a great month. My son reminded me it's time to tell Green Day to wake up, Green Day, because September is over, and I am here, and I'm not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. So, I love you guys. All right, so as we leave, we got a meditation card for the. Where's the cards? The cards are not in here, but I have one for you. All right, here we go. This is your meditation for the weekend. Don't forget to work on that Seven of Pentacles root. All right. Light. For this week, may you know light in your life. Chances are you are aware of its power and its beauty because you also know the darkness. There's wisdom in the shadows, and light comes in through the cracks. Like the stars and sun, light guides us and makes our day. May you find it in your heart and mind too. Lighten up. Release the darkness that's not serving you. Find and fan your inner glow. Radiate light and be light. I love you guys so much. All right. That's all I have, unless anyone has anything else. That is all I have for today. And be prepared next week. I hope you guys join me. I love you all so much. Love you too, Mish. Thank you for everything. Thank you for being the light that brought me back. Rocket chair, you're late, buddy. Thank you for being the light in my life that's keeping me here. I love you guys. I'll see you next week.